Beyond presents Fragments. Gynaeocratica by George Puttenham. Good title. This is the first of 3 expansive Fragments sessions looking at the complete dramatic works of George Puttenham. That is, 3 plays surviving in tiny pieces, included in George Puttenham's compendious tome, The Art of English Poesy, printed in 1589. I won't pretend to have read George's work. It's, as I say, somewhat compendious, but it seems to be a very detailed tome demonstrating different uses of verse and different effects that can be achieved by word choices, scansion, etc. So, very humbly, George only included a handful of examples of his own dramatic output. I don't know if he's put some occasional poems in as well. I haven't checked, but the other texts I've seen him quoting from are more famous classical works. So it seems that he's genuinely being, reasonable in his expectation of how much of his verse the reader wanted to see. Thankfully for us, he does give us some idea of the content of the plays, the title, as well as some detail of characters. So, to quote George, "In our comedy, entitled Gynaeocratica, the king was supposed to be a person very amorous and effeminate, and therefore most ruled his ordinary affairs by the advice of women, either for the love he bare to their persons, or liking he had to their pleasant, ready wits and utterance. Comes to the court one Polymon, an honest plain man of the country, but rich, and having a suit to the king, met by chance with one Philino, a lover of wine and a merry companion in court, and prayed him, in that he was a stranger, that he would vouchsafe to tell him which way were best to work to get his suit, and who were most in credit and favour about the king, that he might seek to them to further his attempt. Philino, perceiving the plainness of the man, and that there would be some good done with him, told Polymon that if he would well consider him for his labour, he would bring him where he should know the truth of all his demands by the sentence of the oracle. Polymon gave him 20 crowns. Philino brings him into a place where behind an arras cloth he himself spake in the manner of an oracle in these metres. For so did all the sibyls and soothsayers in old times give their answers." And thus we have the setup for the 4 lines, 29 words, that we have of this play. So it's a man pretending to be a female sibyl behind an arras cloth. But I didn't ask the performer to perform it that way, so I'm arguing that, Polymon would mull over the words as well. So let's say this is Polymon, as performed by Simon Nader.
Your best way to work, and mark my words well, not money, nor many, nor any, but a nigh, not we men, but women, bear the bell.
George Puttenham thankfully gives us some more information about the plot in his Art of Poesy, thusly. Polymon wist not what to make of this colourful speech, and not being lawful to importune the oracle more than once in one matter, conceived in his head the pleasanter construction, and stuck to it. And having at home a fair young damsel of 18 years old to his daughter, that could very well behave herself in countenance and also in her language, apparelled her as gay as he could, and brought her to the court, where Philino, hearkening daily after the event of this matter, met him and recommended his daughter to the lords, who, perceiving her great beauty, and other good parts, brought her to the king, to whom she exhibited her father's supplication, and found so great favour in his eye, as without any long delay she obtained her suit at his hands. Polymon, by the diligent soliciting of his daughter, won his purpose. Philino got a good reward, and used the matter so, as howsoever the oracle had been constructed, he could not have received blame nor discredit by the success, for every ways it would have proved true, whether Polymon's daughter had obtained the suit or not obtained it. And the subtlety lay in the accent and orthography of these two words, any and women. For any, being divided, sounds nigh, or near person to the king, and women, being divided, sounds we men, and not women. And so by this mean, Phileno served all terms, and saved himself from blame.
Your best way to work, and mark my words well, not money, nor many, nor any, but a nigh, not we men, but women, bear the bell.
So, an interesting plot there. It's got a little edge of misogyny to it. Everyone is staring at somebody's daughter. There is a shape to this story, which is all about being weakened by listening only to women. It seems a reasonably light comedy, dealing as it does with the use of an oracle, and the reason, of course, we have these 4 lines, these 29 words, is that the oracle can be interpreted in different ways, and he talks about his intense cleverness of the words with any and we men or women, and I mean, whether you think that's actually a very clever bit of writing or whether you just think, well, it's clever in the sense of it sort of makes sense if you sit down and think about it, but it's a bit tortured. So, yeah, in a sense, I quite like, if you can shave off the misogyny, that the basic plot line of someone trying to win favour, trying to get into court, someone using an oracle, pretending to be an oracle, it kind of works, though I say the more I talk about it, the more I'm going, oh, maybe not. So anyway, we've got the full plot, so in theory we could, commission someone to write something based around these 29 words. That's the advantage of when we actually have the plot. So thank you, George, for that. So I leave you with Simon Nader as Polymon, reading the prophecy, performed originally by Phileno, or something along those lines. Enjoy.
Your best way to work, and mark my words well, not money, nor many, nor any, but a nigh, not we men, but women, bear the bell.
That was Simon Nader in Gynaeocratica by George Puttenham, hosted and produced by myself, Robert Crighton. If you've enjoyed this episode, why not buy us a coffee on Ko-fi.com, or become a patron and get early access and bonus material. Go to www.patreon.com/Beyond Shakespeare. Links in the show description.